I'm sure a lot of you know what Pokemon Brick Bronze is. Well, if you don't, you really missed out on a lot. Pokemon Brick Bronze, to many, is a game that impacted the future of the site heavily, both in terms of copyright and in terms of, well, games that would spawn from it. Pokemon Brick Bronze, to many, is a memory, a fond one, that people look back on to great extent. And to those of you who don't know what Pokemon Brick Bronze is, let me give you a quick summary. Pokemon Brick Bronze was created on October 15, 2015, and ran all the way until its deletion on April 18, 2018. This mere Pokemon ripoff game on Roblox would essentially create a whole genre, a whole community called the Creature Capture community on Roblox. And, well, this community was massive and loved the game all the way up until its last day on the site. And this game was not small in any scenario. This game was massive at its time, at its peak numbers. It was massive, and it ranged from anywhere from 20,000 concurrent players to 80,000 from what I remember. I could be wrong. And it's safe to say that when it was deleted, well, it left a major hole on the community for what they would play next. And, well, many people didn't have to wait long, as the community itself and the very people who created Pokemon Brick Bronze would create something that would fill a hole left from Pokemon Brick Bronze's deletion. This hole, while not big in any regard, shows how hard it truly was to replicate Pokemon Brick Bronze's success and appeal it had on the community. As I had previously mentioned, many games would come from the deletion of Pokemon Brick Bronze, and one of the games was made by this very same team that would create Brick Bronze, called Loomian Legacy Veils of Shadows. Loomian Legacy Veils of Shadows was created on July 20th, 2019. Loomian Legacy, or LL for short, was a creation of the Pokemon Brick Bronze team, which was now referred to as Llama Train Studios. And they would attempt to create the success of Pokemon Brick Bronze in their own creation of a creature capture game that they would refer to the quote-unquote Mons as Loomians. Loomian Legacy would have the same success as Pokemon Brick Bronze for a short while. At its peak, in the first few months of the game's release, it had close to 20,000 concurrent players. But, of course, this was very short-lived. Loomian Legacy would eventually fall from the grasps of success that Pokemon Brick Bronze had, and would slowly lose their player count, reaching slowly, and just not barely even able to make it past the 7k player mark. Whilst Loomian Legacy hasn't technically died off, it's still big in terms of a Roblox game. It's not as prominent as it once was, and it's not as prominent as Pokemon Brick Bronze was. Loomian Legacy sadly would just never spark the interest that Pokemon Brick Bronze had. But Loomian Legacy wasn't the only game to attempt what Brick Bronze did.
Doodle World would eventually come into the picture after Loomian Legacy's release. Doodle World had a different style for what they were going to make. Instead of 3D models, they would instead use the 2D images as the mons for this game. And Doodle World would eventually release on April 2nd, 2020, making it more of the recent in terms of release, but still a really well-developed game for what it's doing. On release, it would have at peak 11k concurrent players and would maintain this from then to now with 1.1 to 3k concurrent players playing at a day. And honestly, in some of the later entries that you'll see, don't follow Doodle World's footsteps. They don't take 2D images. Instead, they do more 3D with a twist on it, which is fine, but at least Doodle World shows that there's some extendability in this. And not to mention that as of recording this and editing this, Doodle World has just released its biggest update yet, the Oasis Part 1 update, and is going to be adding more stuff later on, which is amazing, just to show you how much dedication there really is for this game. But while Doodle World wasn't necessarily the true Brick Bronze feeling, some of these future entries that I'm about to tell you might just have that slightly, but you'll see. The next game I'm sure a lot of you had heard of because as of recent, it actually showed a trailer for their game. Tales of Tanorio is one of probably the most hyped creature capture games currently. It, as of recently, like I stated, showed a trailer of the gameplay design and overall aesthetics of the game, and it's shown that it's doing what Loomian Legacy could or should have done. This game, well, is going to be releasing pretty soon, somewhere near the summer of 2023, maybe later, who knows, that's just an estimate. But even just looking at the trailer, this game has shown promising, well, designs, and it's clearly has dedication to what it's doing. And if for those of you who wish to see the trailer or want to know more information, anything I talk about or say in this video is going to be in the description. You'll see the trailer, upcoming things I'll be talking about, some stuff, some of the discords you can join to have information on all of this. But please, if you do wish to enjoy any of these games that I might explain coming up, go ahead, join their community, be a part of it, have fun with them. These games are made with dedication and passion, and we should show them support. The next game we're going to talk about is honestly probably the closest one to kind of mimicking the Pokemon X, Y, and Z models for Pokemon. Eleons is another really popular creature capture game that is currently still in development. There is no release date or when it might release, but this game has shown clear promise to be an amazing game as it's currently just showcasing models. Nothing too grand. It's just been model showcasings and a couple of mini teasers, and well, it's shown that it can mimic a really good style, and it's really well made. The designs of everything is really nice. The backgrounds are really they look nice is what I'm trying to say. Overall, the game aesthetic is really nice, and on the Twitter page of the game, they've been showcasing mini trailers of what you can expect to see, the Eleons that might be in the game, and they also just recently, like as of a few days ago, shared a site that you can go view to see any future Eleon that might be added to the game and or is being added to the game. And that's really cool. It's just a nice way to kind of keep the community up to tabs with what's happening. It's really nice. While of course gameplay hasn't been shown, and that's something that most people are going to cultivate towards, gameplay as a main aspect of any game, the game itself is amazing. It shows clear dedication, and I do hope that this game perseveres with what it's doing. The third game on this list hasn't shown much development other than like a few select streams, probably some teasers, and well, of course, a whole demo as of right now. Kinalite Kingdom is goofy in its models, but in a good way. It has that sort of fake aspect of Pokemon, but at the same time keeping it close to kind of like what maybe a Pokemon could be. Kinalite Kingdom is that. It's fun, it looks fun, and it's really nice. While I myself haven't played the demo for it yet, I will be leaving a link towards the demo if you do want to play it. But Kinalite Kingdom, currently I'm showing kind of some of the models right now. It's amazing. The models look really nice, and I do hope that this game has its own thing, as I'm sure a lot of these games will have their own things. We just there's some time left for this game to cook up in the oven to show us what it truly can create out of these goofy models. Now, my closing thoughts. There are some things I want to say. All of these games have something in common. Well, of course, this is my sort of like idea of what's happening. I feel like a lot of these games are trying to recreate what Pokemon Brick Bronze did to Roblox. Leave behind a legacy that many will remember for probably years to come, and create a community that thrives on these ideas. While yes, again, like I did state, I didn't go over every creature capture game that is currently being made. I did go over some of the prominent ones and some of the ones that I do know more information about. If there are some other games that I might have missed, I'll probably leave a comment in the comment, or leave something in the description going over a game that I might not have covered. But with that being said, again, don't base your opinions on my information. Go into the Discord, go on the Twitters, go find any information you can, use that, formulate your opinions, and think about the game yourselves. I'm mainly the messenger of these games, trying to show you light on them and hopefully get you interested in them. But again, this is just my opinion. These are some of the games I found prominent, and I do hope that you will check them out when they release. That's it for me. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, do all that. It really means a lot. I do want to hit 400 before the end of the year. That would be great. But anyways, that's about it for me, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.